Carolyn Doobie here. What's the play for today? Well, today I'm going to be putting pattern with found objects into a gel print. Now this is part of the 3-video series all about making your very first gel print. This is video number 2, and if you've missed the first video, never fear, I'll have a link for you down below. In this video, it's all about pattern, and you can use anything to put pattern into a print. I'm going to use 2 objects from around the house, and I encourage you to use whatever you have around. Experiment, try different things that you found that you have, and see what kind of patterns they make. And then also, I'm going to show you how to layer those so that you can turn a print into something incredible with one little trick. And on top of that, I have got a downloadable guide for you so that you can have the steps right next to you while you're printing. And you can get that using the link down below, and it'll be sent directly to your inbox. Well, now let's dive in and start putting some pattern onto that print. So I've got my gel press plate ready to go, and yes, it looks dirty. That's how mine always looks. I love having a little bit of stuff on there, as you know from my last video all about making your very first gel print. So I'm going to add some paint on here. That's Amsterdam. I'm going to squirt an imprecise amount on there, and as I brayer it on, I don't have to go to the edges. I can just go part of the way. I could go to the edge or not go to the edge. I have that choice. Now what I'm going to use is a found object to put some circles in this. Yes, a wine glass. Just taking it, twisting it around, and it will create the circle in it. Now in my mind, I wanted a grid of 9 circles, but there isn't really the space for 9 exactly. Not a problem. I am actually going to take that wine glass and put some partial circles on the side so it looks like there is supposed to be 9 of them. Now, as far as cleaning off the wine glass, a baby wipe will absolutely wipe that paint right off of there, so you don't need to worry about that. Now I'm going to take the print. I've got my pattern in it. I'm just going to take plain old white paper. This is a 90-pound cardstock that I'm using. And as I lift it up, yeah, it's okay. That's kind of, yeah, whatever. I'll do a lot more to that before I love it. It's the second print that I love the most. That's the ghost print. And I'm going to add it on top of that bright yellow print. And you'll see how when the colors work together, when you layer the patterns, the color, it starts to take on a whole different feeling to it. Now I'm feeling like circles today, so I'm going to stick with that theme. The next item I'm going to use to make texture is a piece of rope from the garage. Plain old cheap junk rope from the garage. And I'm going to put some paint on here. This time it's a heavy body, but again, it doesn't matter what kind of acrylic paint it is. It just matters that it's acrylic paint. I'm going to brayer that on, and I'm not going to go all the way to the edge, or I am going to go all the way to the edge. I could do it whichever way makes me happy in the moment. It's not like there are a lot of rules to this. Actually, I don't really think there are any rules. But anyway, so now I'm going to take that rope and I'm just going to press it down and create some texture pattern right in the paint. Now this is not precise. This is not perfection. There are definitely some places where my fingers are touching the paint, and it will never be an issue as I'm creating this pattern. So don't feel like there's any kind of precision to this. My goal is just to get some pattern in there. Now I grabbed a piece of white paper, and you'll see that the whole piece of paper is going to have paint everywhere. Usually my first pull has a lot more paint on it because, well, all the paint was still on the gel press plate. The second pull, the ghost pull, you can see there's a lot less paint on the plate. There's going to be less paint on my print, but layering those ghosts up can give you the most wonderful effects. Now, one of the cool things about ghost prints is I never know for sure what I'm going to get, so it's always a treat when I lift up that print. So not only do I get to have all the fun of making the prints, I also walk away with a coordinating set of papers. Because that paper I cleaned my brayer off on, that first pull with the rope, all of those things, they'll all coordinate together. So now you know how to get pattern and build up those layers when you're making prints. And of course, there is that downloadable guide for you, so make sure you get that to print out and have it right next to you when you're printing. Well, what's coming up for us in video number 3 in this series? It is all about stencils and some fun and easy ways to use those to add layers to your prints. Thanks so much for joining me for today's play and letting me be a part of your colorful journey.